updated to, then I used Manjaro and it broke again the same way. Then I updated OpenSUSE and it broke the same way with the Mesa kernel, whatever. Then I found the solution thanks to Gab from Tech Pills. There's an app image that was created by Pro Bono, the guy who makes app image, and he has a modification that makes it compensate for that problem. So if you run the app image, there's no problem. Like it works totally fine.
Huh.
Is that a fix or a Band-Aid?
It's a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
It's a very heavy.
It doesn't fix it because OBS itself is still, if you're not using the app image, it will not work. It will still mess up. So the app image just solves it for now. There are still some issues with the app image version in that some of the icons don't display properly on the app image for some reason.
All right.
But it works,
Well,
and that's what
good to be
matters.
aware of. That's good to know.
That's crazy.
Well, supposedly I'm streaming again, so we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, you should. Are you using the app image?
Yes, I did. That's exactly what I did. That's what took me so long. I had to get the app image, which is great about app images, right? I mean, that didn't really take me that long considering I reinstalled OBS with an app image, right? You just download it, ran it. It grabbed my settings file, which I didn't expect.
Oh yeah,
from OBS automatically, and boom, I was ready to go.
The app images works directly with the home folder. So
Larry, you had a picture. Your camera came on, and I saw a donut and a phone, and now I'm hungry. That's not fair. That's not fair at all.
Don't eat the phone, Ryan.
Oh, my bad.
Did Wendy ever come back with her espresso?
I don't think so.
I can't get my speakers to work on my headset. Everything works on my TV, HDMI, or I just got a new old ThinkPad, T520, and I can't get the sound to come out of my headphones. You don't understand the words coming out of my fingers.
Did you go into the sound settings and swap it over to the headset?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna have to give this up and just listen. Oh well.
Well, you can at least still talk. You know, that's.
Oh, I know that look. Jason, that looked like I thought I had more coffee, but I don't.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly the same look. Just looked at my cup and it's empty.
I went to go take a sip. I'm like, I drank it all. Oh well.
What are you drinking, Michael? It looks like coffee.
Better not be bubbly.
It needs to be bubbly. By the way, the sponsor of this cast is, but no, it's not.
Nope, you're muted.
You're still muted, Michael.
I keep doing that. This is why live streams require other people to be involved, because I mute myself so much. Last episode, I had to re-record 3 segments of This Week in Linux because I was muted on all 3 of them, and that was fun.
Define.
You're just giving yourself
Anyway,
extra work to do.
It's iced coffee. Yeah, I was.
Iced coffee. Okay. How in the world are you drinking that? Is it freezing over there or what?
No. I'm in like it's maybe 60 degrees or something.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, that's about what I right now. Well, my room right now is 65, but outside it's about 60.
Okay, it's 55. Yeah.
Man.
These units, what are those?
A Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Don't make fun of our units. They're perfectly scientific.
They're called freedom units.
Freedom
units. I think it's like roughly high 20 Celsius.
What? It's the summer for Norway.
Oh, that's like nothing. I think my area gets up to like 35 or something in Celsius.
I would literally die.
It's
nah, it's not bad.
It is possible.
Like, look outside here. It's snow.
It's 4.4 degrees Celsius here.
Wow.
So I don't know. That's regular units. I don't know how it is in your fancy units.
It's mine.
Frankenstein.
I speak your language. Yannick. I get it.
We made our
it's
own.
Currently 13 Celsius here, but
13. Oh.
It's 3 below Celsius here.
The highest it ever gets here. Wow. Okay. So typically it's anywhere between 35 to 40, but the highest is about 43.
Yeah.
43.
That sounds like Vegas.
That sounds a lot like Florida.
Well, it's also we get like Florida is more closer to Vegas is a dry heat, so it's not a big deal. And Florida
Still heat.
Whoa.
it's not a big deal to people in my position.
Do you know how? Okay, do you know how much people in Nevada hate people who say, "But it's a dry heat"?
No,
Well,
but I'm okay with it.
It feels like when you're in a parking lot in July or August or June or May or September sometimes.
Yeah, but it's also a
like
difference between where
44
you grow
Celsius
up, right?
out there, and it feels like you're walking inside of an oven. The dry heat, like
Yeah.
who cares? You're still boiling.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Heat
It's
is heat.
different. It's different because for me, the dry heat is easier because I have the same heat, but also like 80% humidity. So when I go into dry heat, it's not. It's an easier transition for me.
Look at us talking about the weather like a bunch of people about to enter into the bingo hall.
Hey,
You know,
Ryan,
like
did you
we're
know?
standing in line for the bingo doors to open. Like, hey, that weather sure is
Hey,
something.
Hey, Ryan, did you know that you could actually check your weather in your terminal? That's very
command.
useful.
I did a video on that. I know.
I know.
Did you?
Yeah. Listen,
covered it on
sometimes you
DL too, I
struggle for
think.
content, Jason, and
I understand.
You get to bust out the curl commands.
yeah, and you throw whatever you
Struggle for
find out
content.
there that you're willing to do at that moment.
That's exactly why
Actually, you should tip Purism about that. Maybe they have a blog about it that you can SSH into your Librem 5 and check your weather.
That's right. That's how
But
simple it is.
Unfortunately, if you did that, it would just crush your battery.
Yeah, your battery would be dead.
So,
So I've switched all my machines. We were talking about distro hopping earlier, and I switched all my machines to MX19 because they created an advanced hardware support ISO. And so all of the latest Ryzen, like the laptops I have and desktops, all have the latest Mesa drivers and kernel in there. And I thought this is just so cool that Dolphin did this. So I have switched my machine, including my main machine, from Arch to MX, and it's been running great right up until this live stream issue I came up across. Of course, the app image thankfully fixes it, but everything else has been running smooth up to that. But it's weird because Michael's had this Ryzen issue and OBS problem. Then I got a message from somebody else having it, saying their machine was locking and the mem thing was blowing up, and I helped them fix it with the app image. And now I didn't have it at Arch at all on any of my machines, but then moving to MX, I have it. So we think it's Mesa, but it doesn't make sense that it doesn't happen in pure Arch, but happens everywhere else. I don't know why, because they would all be on the latest Mesa.
What's that ingredient that's causing it?
Right.
I think it also might be the latest distros might have seen the problem and addressed it or something, and like pulled in a backport or something like that. I don't know. But I've seen it. I haven't tried the latest Manjaro, but the previous one did have the problem still.
I mean, I'm running at the highest memory usage still that I've seen on this machine, period. That includes AAA gaming, which is at 34% of my memory being used right now. That's odd for me.
well, Ryan, your problem is that you don't have RGB memory.
Yep. He's got it.
I have RGB
He's got
memory,
you there.
but actually I don't have that.
I actually have
on my
RGB memory. I
machine.
just can't lift up my
That's
machine
exactly.
to show you. I've got it's a pretty fancy build. Michael can attest, but it takes up like I don't know.
It's when he says it's a beast, it's about 20% the room.
Yeah, it's huge.
What case is it?
It's the Thermaltake P1000 with it's an open case that you can hang on the wall if you had studs that were strong enough to support it. And but it's got the Radeon 7 in it and 1,000-watt power supply and the Ryzen 9 3900X, and
man,
it's
makes me miss my Radeon.
It's beasted
7
out.
now.
The Radeon 7 is my favorite video card still by AMD. I had the 5700X and that, but Radeon 7 is just so. That's a good card, the 5700X, but Radeon 7 is just so dominant. It doesn't speed up. It doesn't get hot. It's just like, please try to make me work. Anytime you can get the fans to speed up, it's actually impressive.
I used to have a cheap graphic cards because I
and you
basically
actually
just
do
need my
important
CPU.
work, so there you go.
Well, I just need a CPU for compiling. That's the only.
I have all this
Yeah.
fancy stuff and don't do important work. The world isn't fair. You know?
He builds a beast of a computer, then plays Minecraft.
Exactly.
Yes.
Pixelated games.
I'm gonna peg your hardware lust right now.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. What are you gonna show? There it is. The
He's teasing
Radeon
us.
7.
Ooh.
Nice.
It is such a beautiful card.
Well,
I
He
mean,
even has a desk plaque thing for
I
it.
know.
Stand.
I'm so jealous of that. You have no idea.
And there's the chip.
The only thing that would make that more awesome would be Lisa Sue's signature on the side of it.
Oh, that would be.
No, the only thing would make it better is it being in my system, not sitting there on some pretty
I
screen.
know, it's so sad. I actually have I have a cabinet of video cards.
Yep.
Well, I've got room in this
closet.
case. If you're ever feeling guilty about it not being used, I can just,
Yeah.
pop it on in.
We'll
What do you
take
have
care of
right
that
now,
for you.
Wendy?
I have a RX 580.
That's respectable.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is,
that's a
but
good card. Yeah.
I
You-
could always use more.
But do you game or anything?
No, I don't game. I actually use my CPU. My husband does on this computer, but I actually use my CPU more for photo editing. That's the work that it does.
Okay, well, yeah, if you're doing photo and video editing, and doing having a nice GPU does help because it helps.
Yeah,
with the
it does.
The encoding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Hey, Michael, in my stream, is my chat disabled? Because I keep getting a message that my chat is disabled. That's really nice for everybody. Like, hey, join my stream, but you can't talk. You're not allowed.
You're on YouTube?
Yeah.
Wait, so are you streaming a patron-only chat to your YouTube?
Yeah.
That's the work that it does.
Well, I could have done something like that, I guess.
Oh, crap. I went to check it, and now I'm the one making noise in the background.
YouTube, is it just DasGeek? Can I spell it?
I see chat on your stream.
Yeah, your
you talk?
your chat works
Yeah.
fine. I've been using it.
Weird. Every time I try to do the pop-out chat, it says, your chat is disabled for this stream. I'm like, oh, that's real nice. For me.
So do you have pop-out chat disabled for that stream?
Maybe because I'm still on the old video. I bet you that's it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can. I
It could
can
be.
put,
No,
I can
I'm
put the
using
chat
another
out.
one.
It's working fine here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, it worked for me as
Thank
well.
you
I
all
just
for
popped
checking.
it out,
I appreciate it.
and I'm just a little
So
lagging
just you.
behind, so I'm still holding up my
I know.
fingers.
Yannick, I want Wendy's coffee too. It looks really good.
Yeah.
Good.
That is not a
It-
coffee. That is a dessert.
There's no sugar in it, so it's not sweet.
Was that foam
Yeah,
on top or
it's-
is that whipped cream?
That's foam.
That's what took you so long. You had to foam it up.
Mhm.
Now I want the coffee machine that does that.
Now you see my last name, right?
So
Yeah, it
speaking
says
about coffee,
Starbucks, so I know all about the foamy coffee.
you should
Love the
try
foamy coffee.
the Monster Energy
Ugh,
salted caramel.
Wait, excuse me?
he almost dropped it.
Did you just say that salted caramel energy drink?
That's
Yes.
what he just said. Yes.
It's
Yeah.
iced coffee,
Mhm.
salted
okay.
caramel, energy drink from it is an espresso monster basically.
And
I'm
unless you get
actually
the cold
slightly
brews, it's
intrigued by
hard to
that.
find one that doesn't have a whole bunch of sugar in it. So I
Mhm.
stick to making my own or the black cold brews.
Yeah, I need to
brew is
get
the
a
best.
cold brew machine.
This has like 22% of my daily intake of sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which.
Your 22 is more like my 3.
Wait, are we
And
talking
it would
about coffee
be
or
way
bubbly?
exceeding.
Because I can
We're
only
We're
talking
talking
drink-
about sugar, amounts of sugar. It
Oh.
would be way exceeding my probably monthly, 3 monthly.
Well, sugar is one of my 7 basic pyramid food groups.
Zero.
Well, this is
And bubbly is like drive-by banana truck. Oh wait,
This
you're
is
still trying to get that sponsor, huh?
Yeah. We're still trying. Well, I'm hedging my bets. I have the Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke machine, and then we got bubbly. So one of them are going to come give us a multi-million-dollar sponsorship. Whoever wants it
Nice.
first. I know they're fighting over it probably right now, but we're waiting for an official message. Yeah.
Yes.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a boxing match.
It's going to be
actually.
huge. It's going to be huge.
Huge. Yes. Okay.
You don't believe us?
Yeah, of course. I do.
What are you doing, Nate?
Does it get you
What's
$1 a
Nate
week?
doing over there?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well,
yeah, of course.
I'm just waiting
muted
for.
it.
Oh,
You
he's
should-
huge. He's doing huge. That's what he was doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm just waiting for Monster to expose their UV ports.
Yeah, that
or,
would be
or
cool.
me, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, who here has the Pine phone?
That's a good question.
I have 3 somewhere.
3.
Yeah.
He's got the developer, the
Okay.
He has
the
3, but they're
board,
not.
and the new and the Braveheart.
It's the Braveheart edition, and it has a case too.
Oh, you got the case.
Yep.
Nice. What I was just asking because I'm wondering what's been your what distro has been your best experience on it?
Well, my opinion is kind of biased, I guess.
The UB
but-
ports guy, what is the best distro?
But to be clear, I also would say it just because even though he's here, it's not because it just happens to be the best version. Just saying. And I would say that not even just the Pine phone.
Well, I
just
think that's
period.
because they've been working on this for so long behind the scenes, and then
Well,
a
yeah,
phone comes
for sure.
along that would, take advantage of it, and boom, you've got the perfect formula here.
Yeah, I think
Exactly.
PinePhone has been one of our biggest challenges because of the switch to Wayland. So it has been pretty long road. But currently, I would say we are further along than what I expected on some components. But it's still missing a lot of the connection to the UI stuff, but most of the components, if not all, actually do work.
Like you can make phone calls, you can text message.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Actually, that's
Can you make phone calls on it now?
Yes, that's actually fixed in the latest version.
and it holds a battery charge.
Yes.
Wow, you guys are checking all the boxes of a phone.
You guys still use
Wait,
your
we need to make sure
cell
we
phones
get
make phone
we have to
calls.
clarify something. Does it short circuit any of the board at all?
When you make a call,
That's
I know
not
that
normal?
sounds like a
Oh,
weird
okay.
question, but we need to
Can
know
make
the
a call.
answer.
Alex in our Telegram group has made calls with it too.
Nice.
On a Bluetooth
Yeah.
Touch,
Yeah, he said I think he uses it as his primary now.
Well, I'm glad to hear that because that's what's on mine.
Good job on that.
I
Yeah,
have
it looks
another one
good.
here.
What is
Oh,
that?
that's a little. Is that thicker
That's
or is that
thick,
just the cake?
man. What is
that's
that
a lot
thing?
thicker.
That's the
the-
purism.
No,
Pure
really?
Librem. Yeah.
Holy moly, it's a brick.
That's a brick.
You can really see the difference even on a webcam.
Oh.
Jeez.
I need a doorstop.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, there's the
Wow.
difference. Oh wow.
Oh wow.
It's like 3 of the other ones.
Dang.
The
Screenshotted.
no
Screenshot it.
me in the background.
Does the Pine come with a standard operating system, or do you just have to install it yourself?
It comes with a base one, but you install whatever
Does
you want.
it? Because I couldn't get it to run.
Yeah.
Postmarket, right? It would just say loading Postmarket OS, and then it would go to like a self-check screen.
Well,
and I
it's a
couldn't-
bare
Yeah,
bones thing.
That's the hardware factory test.
Yeah.
Braveheart only comes with the factory test, aka no OS.
Oh, okay.
While the next version probably will come with another OS, with probably Ubuntu Touch, but we're not sure yet what the final one will be, or the next.
It should be a
one
bunch
will
of touch. It's just
I forgot the password
Windows
that
Phone.
that I selected on. Oh my gosh.
but I can't wait to get my
No.
Pine phone. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, you
I
didn't
need to
buy a
order
Braveheart?
one.
Yeah, just the whole virus shipping problems and stuff.
It really has a nice I mean, it's like the basic UI on this on Ubuntu Touch is really responsive. I like it.
Yes,
To me, it is. To me, it
but
is.
it's not up to standard compared to the other devices. So
Don't
we
be judgmental on your own thing.
He's being.
We're not going to allow
honest.
you
Hype it
to have humility. We're not going
You
to let
need to,
that happen.
yeah, and you need to quit crap talking those developers. They work really hard on that.
An honest developer that doesn't exist.
Exactly.
We need to support each other in the community, okay?
What was my password on this phone?
And if you don't like something, you
no.
should just work on it and try to fix it.
Probably.
Jason, try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I was trying 1, 2, 3, 4. No. that
Well,
didn't work.
Phablet is the default password.
What is it?
Phablet.
Oh, maybe that's what it. Oh, you're amazing. That's what it is.
Well,
Yep.
It's still the default. Huh?
that's because I made the password.
Welcome to the UB Ports
Yeah,
support
I mean,
chat.
it's great.
It's good.
I
I
thought-
haven't played
really
much.
good.
I haven't played much with it, but
I
do have
thought
a
you
SIM
guys
card
were
now, so-
advocates for security and things like that, and you don't change your default password.
Well, it's for
Hey, we
development.
don't
I
walk the
was-
walk. We just talk the talk. All right.
Do as I say, not as I
Not
do.
as I do.
Yes, exactly. People come over to my house like, man, you must have a really complex password. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're in. Good job.
Well, that's what I use on my daily driver. So actually, 1111.
Actually, Ryan's password is Hunter2.
I don't get it.
Really?
What's Hunter 2?
2?
Y'all know? Oh, okay. This is historical memes of IRC. There was a long time ago, like 95 or 96. There was an IRC chat where this guy was like coming in and trying to get tech support. He was like, "My password wouldn't work." And the guy got, and somebody just trolls him and says, "Did you know that if you put your password into IRC, it will automatically put the asterisk and hide it for everybody, so you can just send it to the devs." So he puts in his password and it says Hunter2.
Oh no.
And the guy goes, "See, all I saw was," and he just put a bunch of, asterisks in his message.
That's really funny.
Man.
But the fact that you
IRC.
expected all of us to know that just proves how nerdy you are.
Okay, his new theme song
Okay, that's
is by
fair,
Weird
but
Al
still.
Yankovic. It's called White and Nerdy.
White nerd.
Yes. Yes.
Anytime
So
you bring up Weird Al,
I acknowledge
win.
that.
That's
point,
actually my
and
ringtone on my phone is White and Nerdy.
That's awesome.
So
I
Alex
made
is
a,
saying he really enjoys his Pine phone a lot. I think the Pine phone's been getting nothing but great love and reception from the Linux community. So
Yeah, that's what I've noticed too.
I need one. I really need one now.
yeah,
You get a lot of
It's
love
not- I
if
mean,
you
it's not
actually are just
quite, like-
open about what you do.
yeah.
It's not quite ready for
Yes.
the
that's-
world.
Mainstream.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's not even. I wouldn't say it's ready for most of the enthusiasts either, because of the software situation currently. Because yes, you may be able to get away with using it as a daily driver, but that would be major pain to use right now.
See, I'll just use hardware addicts as an excuse that I need this phone.
There you
Nice.
go.
Which I'm kind of in trouble because my husband's been listening to the show, so I have to watch what I say on it now.
Oh yeah, isn't that so dangerous?
Ah,
Yeah.
it's frustrating.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Oh,
Why
on
do you
that.
have to watch what you say? He's only listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I'm trying to sneak in some hardware,
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
take
one
the
thing to
money.
hide the bags to bring into your house. It's another thing when they listen to the podcast and find out you hid those bags and brought them into the house. Like, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Take
you
the
can just
money you
say,
saved
I'm
for,
getting this hardware
Deliveroo 5.
gear. I need it.
And they'd be like, but then we need groceries and we need to feed those kids. And I'm like, that's your problem. I
Yeah.
want a new Ryzen.
Exactly, right?
They only need one meal a day.
We knew kids needed food.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, they
It's
don't.
like
they'll be
watering
fine.
plants. Who knew plants needed water?
Yeah.
There's a reason we don't have house plants. Actually,
Yeah, but
two of my
plants
kids are
don't
in
need
a
waters,
class
they just
called
need electrolytes.
yeah. Two of my kids are in a class called plant propagation this year, so they've started bringing in different plants that in the class they're separating from the main plant. And I'm like, you guys, these aren't going to make it unless you learn how to take care of them because mom can't do it.
Yeah. But don't you live on a farm?
No. Well, and I can take care of animals,
Oh, yeah.
right? Animals are not a problem, but there is a reason that I don't run a
animals and
farm
kids?
farm.
Gotcha.
We
Well-
have a garden, and the only reason why it produces anything every year is because my husband remembers to water it.
I think it would be different if the plants also made noise like animals. I think they
That's
would.
true. Yeah. My
Imagine
kids
a
make a lot of
cactus
noise when
parking
they
at
to
want
you.
remind
fed.
you that they're still there and alive. Yeah.
Yeah, if an animal is hungry enough, they'll just come over and take a bite out of you, and then you'll know you need to feed them.
Yeah.
But what you should invest in is make your own Raspberry Pi system that notify you when it needs water.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that'd be perfect. I could run right along this wall right in front of the computer. Hey, dummy, go water the garden.
And then she'll lean, turn around and yell at her husband, and say, "Go water the garden.
Go water the garden."
Well, I put this new hardware into my computer.
So
Speaking of that, well, I guess I should save it for the show. But
I thought the same thing, Wendy. I was about to say something. I was like, wait, I should save that for hardware addicts.
Yeah,
man,
Write it down somewhere so you remember to use it.
Yeah, like the show.
I haven't
that's
even heard
often.
episode 4 yet. I'm so behind. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
It was fantastic, not biased at all.
Yes, absolutely.
Does that mean you won an argument on that show? Is that why it was fantastic?
He never
that
wins
never
an
happens.
argument.
On that show, I'm basically the sponge of information. That's all I get. What's your opinion, Michael? Whatever yours is.
Great questions. You have absolutely
That must
fantastic
be. I mean,
questions.
Yeah,
that must be like a completely different role for you.
It's very different. Yeah. Like
Yep.
when he asked me to be it, I was like, yeah, that sounds interesting. I don't know anything about it. And it basically like flips it where all the other podcasts that I'm a part of is I'm on the expert side, and this one I'm on the knowing nothing from the beginning. So I mean, I think
that's
like
cool,
the
though.
basics, but
because you're kind of like more vulnerable and more. I don't know. It's nice to be a sponge and learn all that new stuff.
Well, he flipped the script like I had when I joined DL. I didn't know this stuff. I was so reliant, some cases still am, on asking Michael, hey, what does this really mean? Break this down. And so flipping the script is kind of neat because he gets to be, but I was a sponge like he was. For every time somebody said something, I was honing in and then nodding my head, yeah, I understand that, and then going to Google, DuckDuckGo, and be like, what does that mean? Okay, all right. So it's
you can't see it in the audio version because it's an audio podcast, but when I'm soaking in the stuff, I'm not nodding my head. I'm just going, I have no idea what you're saying.
And then Wendy comes in with this hardcore hardware knowledge too, which has been awesome, bringing in the camera stuff and everything. It's really worked out. It's been really good dynamic.
Since when not knowing anything about something stops us from talking about it?
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
It's called
Hence me part of a podcast.
Speaking from your butt.
Well, I did a video series with my brother who does game design, and he had done videos by himself talking about video game creation and that type of stuff. But the problem was he was speaking to people who would have already known what level, to make video games. That's where he was at. So when we did the video collaboration together, it was really popular because I'm in the background going, what do you mean when you're splitting those shaders or this guy, so he's having to go into in those topics. And Michael does the same thing for hardware addicts, where he's asking these questions, where I know a couple times he's done it to Wendy and me, where we pause for a second, like, dang, I didn't think about going there. That's a really good question.
Yeah. It's funny
we
because
have a
when
question
we
here,
had
question in the chat.
Oh, in a chat? What's up?
When you guys think of a thing for content or literally whatever, what do you use to write it down in a way that is highly valuable? Ages ago, I used my notifications just covered this up. Ages ago, I used Evernote. For work, I use Google Keep. I'm looking for something a bit more open sourcey.
So for us on Destination Linux, Hardware Addicts, DasGeek Channel, and Tux Digital, we all use Kodi MD for all of our show notes. And so there's a free version called HackMD, which Michael uses for his.
No, it's
HackMD?
they're both okay. HackMD is the commercial side of KodiMD. KodiMD was created from the HackMD developers, and they made it their KodiMD is CODI, and it's a collaborative text editor sort of thing. That is what's amazing about it, is that it's kind of like Etherpad but good, and awesome, it has not only does it have the value of being collaborative text, it also has text editor functionality for Sublime, Vim, and Emacs. So you can actually write code together through this in a collaborative structure. And it has shortcut functionalities between all of those things. So you can have like the features of like Sublime Text has this amazing multiple cursors feature that has so many different variables that you can do custom stuff, and it's all translatable to Kodi. It is fantastic. Nice. So HackMD is the commercial version where you can just sign up and use it. KodiMD is the one you self-host.
Right.
And it's a fantastic piece of software. It's not for everybody because you have to, have your own servers and that stuff, unless you use the HackMD one.
But you still have to use markup language, which I recommend.
Markdown, but yes.
Yeah, I recommend everybody learn that.
Hey, Zeb's here.
Markdown
Hey, Zeb.
language. Zeb!
Just to finish answering that question on my end, it's way simpler, but I use standard notes. It's kind of my idea dump software. I mean, anytime I have an idea or like I just want to get a basic outline of something, it's standard notes because it's free, it's open source, it's really flexible, it's on every device possible. So, the second that I finish typing it in my laptop or desktop, it's synced with my phone, and that's what I use.
On a personal
Mine is
nature, I
slightly
use
different,
Joplin. And,
Same.
Yep.
I use Joplin.
Joplin is, but standard notes is hugely popular, Jason. I know Popey and a lot of others swear by it. And
Yeah,
I think
heard
it's
about it from
really
Popey.
whatever you get into the habit of using. There's a lot of good ones. For instance, I use Simple Note just up until the last couple of weeks when I switched to Joplin.
Yep.
Simple Note's super simple, like its name says, and doesn't have barely any features except tagging, but it's what I've used since the channel was basically founded. So
what does Joplin give you that Simple Notes didn't? Why'd you switch?
It gives you notebook structure.
That's it, notebook structure.
You can do notebooks and you can do sub notebooks, and you can categorize in a folder style, plus tags and labels. And it also has the best thing about Joplin, in my opinion, is that it has encryption. So you can put that encrypted data onto Dropbox and not have to worry that your files are being watched by Dropbox because they can't see it anyway. And
Standard
all you do
Notes
is have an
has
encryption key.
encryption.
Zeb, hold on. Zeb, is that you?
Yep.
Yeah, Zeb's
Standard Notes has encryption as well.
Does it?
Yeah, but so Standard Notes does it work with other like Dropbox and etc.?
I have no idea. I don't use Dropbox.
Okay. I haven't tested Standard Notes that much, but it's a long time ago. It's a good thing. It was just I like this. The difference between Standard Notes and Joplin is Standard Notes is more for the Evernote style kind of doing it, and Joplin is more for like the markdown code editing style. It's not actual code writing, but it's a more
that style.
Standard Notes is a replacement for the old Post-it note on your monitor at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a really good way of describing it. I like that.
And the fact that
it's searchable though too. That's what I like, is it's the search functionality in there, because I've got so many now.
Yeah, and I can have it on my phone as well. So
Yeah, exactly.
It matches the two.
Yeah, Joplin also has search and also has phone apps. Just saying.
So Marius, we're getting a
well, I'm not going to switch because I'm comfortable with it.
Yeah, I'm not saying you should switch.
Yeah.
I actually don't think. I think this is more of like I think Joplin is great, but it does have flaws for the type of user, depending, because like the whole reliance on Markdown is not great for everybody, because it's if you're comfortable with Markdown and it's fast to use Markdown for you, then you're totally fine with using it. But if you want to do, the WYSIWYG style, that's not really what Joplin's about. But actually the main reason I don't know if this works with Standard Notes or not, but the main reason, I love the encryption part, but the main reason I use Joplin is it allows me to use WebDAV for my self-hosting. And WebDAV allows me to have a single server syncing, but not on the public internet. It's on a back-end version of my server. So the only way to actually get to it is to have authentication through WebDAV. So there is no way that anybody could do it unless they somehow broke into my server.
Which I've done multiple times.
That was you.
So Marius, we're getting a request for the Pine phone that there's no, and I've heard this multiple times, so I was going to bring it up. There's no podcast app on it, on the Ubuntu Touch.
There is, but there isn't.
Well, there is,
Vocal? Is Vocal
but it's
something
not
like that?
compiled for ARM64 yet.
Right.
And I'm not the maintainer of that, so I can't publish
So
it.
I can give you some information about that, though. So for Podbird is the Ubuntu Touch podcast app. It only works on 32-bit, as Maria said, but it actually hasn't been updated in a long time. However, it's being forked, and I talked to the developer who's forking it and helped him even name the new one. And it's not, he doesn't have a build yet to actually use on the Pine phone anyway. So I'm just letting you know it is being worked on. There will be one at some point.
Does Podbird let you import OPML?
It does support OPML, but I
subscription
don't
list?
know
Okay.
to what degree. However, I would say that
But if
Podbird
it does
is
at all,
the
it's probably
basic.
good enough, because like I could
You've
go
got
to
to be
my
really careful how you say that though, because who would want to import opium? PML.
because I guess what I
Oops.
could do is I could go to
Nice.
my Pocket Casts account, export the OPML, and then import the OPML to Podbird on my PinePhone.
In theory, but I would also,
theory?
well, not the PinePhone, because Podbird won't support it regardless, because PinePhone is 64-bit and Podbird only works for 32-bit.
Well, I could
so there
try
is no
recompiling
solution
it.
yet for podcast.
No, there's the fork of Podbird is going to be 64-bit as well, and
Oh,
but I
okay.
don't know when
Well,
that's going to happen.
But it's in the works, right?
Yeah, it is being worked on.
Okay.
And I have talked to the developer who's working on it, and he's also already made a few other things that were really good, like the TweetDeck app on Ubuntu Touch. He made that, and it's fantastic. You can have TweetDeck on the mobile. Yes, exactly.
Oh my god!
I know. Any Twitter person goes.
I think he just got geek sweats. Did you hear that?
I did.
His reaction was the exact same reaction I had when I found it. I was like, "Ooh, I can have TweetDeck? What?"
Yeah.
What are you doing, Ken?
There's the fork of Pod, because like okay, maybe I'm just judgmental, but Jason, do you have any Twitter app that you like on Android, or are they all garbage?
They're all garbage. I don't use Twitter. I don't use I will sometimes.
Yeah, you kind of have to, but
I have my customized TweetDeck full spread, columns and filters, and yeah, it's
beautiful.
Maybe it's different if you're only running one account, right? Which is probably most people.
No, because you still should use TweetDeck just so you can have the different columns and different searches and stuff. Like you still should have TweetDeck regardless.
Well,
Always.
that's true. That is true.
But like it's great on the phone.
Michael's
version.
not opinionated at all, if you haven't noticed.
No, yeah, okay. But to be fair, he actually has confirmed, because his reaction confirmed the fact that TweetDeck is amazing.
I
I
love that reaction. You get that excited. I would love for the developers to see how excited he was about their app. Like that's the stuff that devs need to see, right? Like,
I'll send him a copy of this.
Yeah, you should.
But
just,
Jason,
just that screen cap.
How do you fill out those 859 tweet columns on your 49-inch behemoth?
You know what? Hold on.
He can share and show.
I actually just compile it for ARM64 and I'm sending it in the
the
Telegram group.
It's actually it does not fill the screen. Man, I need to work on that.
Wait, you're getting us an exclusive in Destination Linux Telegram group?
Yes.
An exclusive app that nobody else has access to?
Currently, yes, I guess.
That's pretty cool. I think people should join the Destination Linux Telegram group to get exclusive stuff like apps.
That's a good idea. You should go to destinationlinux.network/telegram to learn more.
Should also join the Linux for Everyone Telegram group.
Yeah,
it's the second beta of the stall app. It's all okay.
What's the link for that?
Oh, I'll put it right here in the chat.
So yeah, Podbird.
You know what I just noticed, Michael?
Yep. Nice. What?
Someone in our Telegram group. I pulled up Telegram group and it says Microsoft is typing. We have somebody who named themselves Microsoft in our Telegram group.
Yep.
His name is Microsoft Security.
Yep. I saw that in there.
That's so funny.
There you go.
I think it's running Peppermint.
I just sent it to the group chat now.
Awesome.
Nice.
Oh, there.
But yeah, so like okay, I know this is it's just so good. But TweetDeck on Ubuntu Touch is like one of the reasons to use Ubuntu Touch for me, and it works exactly how you want it to, where it has the single column, this width of the phone. So it does it like just you scroll it and has the full size column like right exactly positioned properly, and it's so good. It's how it should be. It's just how it should be.
That's really
Anyway.
Thank you for letting me know, because I'm gonna be even more of a Twitter warrior now. So.
Quick question while I've got all you clever people in here.
What's up, Zeb?
Peppermint OS, okay?
Okay.
It's an LLC created by two guys in America who then handed it over to Mark Greaves in the UK. Mark has always said the Peppermint logo and all the Peppermint artwork is his copyright. Is that correct? Because it's an LLC.
It depends because it depends on who created those logos and where the ownership
How
was
they registered
provided.
them.
Yeah, the ownership was given by Kendall and the other guy who created Peppermint in full and 100% perpetuity, whatever you call it, to Mark Greaves. So now it belongs to his family. The only reason I ask is there's some rather clever person out there who's remastered Peppermint on 2004, and he says it runs really, really well. And I've said, I'm really pleased for you, but did you go to the Peppermint forums and ask permission to use their artwork? And he reckons he doesn't have to. And yet, if you go to the Peppermint website, it has copyright Peppermint.
In regards to who owns it, that can be more complicated. But in regards to someone having ownership versus this person using it, they absolutely do not have the right to use the name or the branding, because
Regardless of
whoever
who
owns it,
because it's copyrighted.
Yeah, if it like, because you basically in the US you automatically have copyright when you create something, and with like there's a difference between copyright and trademark though. But at the same time, trademark applies to the name of it, the way the logo looks, the usage of the logo, that kind of thing. So they don't have the right to use it unless given permission to do so.
Cool. That's all right, because when he puts his video up, I'm just going to rip him a fresh one.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm really looking forward. I'm really excited about the fact that he's created Pep on 2004, because it's like, wow.
Well, that's really cool, but maybe do a spin on the artwork instead of just.
But no, he was spouting off in EB's stream about he's been creating software since 1989. It hasn't got the word Linux in it. It's not registered with the Linux Foundation. Therefore, there's no copyright, blah, blah, blah. And I think he just didn't understand the difference between.
That's ridiculous. I mean,
that's nonsense. That's complete nonsense.
Yeah. So,
I would never do something like that. I have a new podcast called Linux for Everyone's, and we have a really cool logo. It looks like a mic or USB stick, but.
And to be clear, it's the number one to avoid copyright problems.
Yes, exactly.
Also, you know what's interesting about that logo is I have had at least 5 to 7 people when I asked, what do you think this logo is? And a lot of them said that little flip comb that's like a switchblade.
Oh yeah,
right? Those
like
a switchblade with a flip comb.
Yes,
they said it looks like that. So
interesting.
I was in Cracker Barrel the other day, and they had one of those flip blade combs, and it just took me back to school, because if you had one of those when you were in school, you were it. Like, you were legit. People were like, man, that guy's got a switchblade comb. He's something. He's gonna be someone someday. I almost wanted to buy it.
So did you have a switchblade like cloth?
I had a real switchblade, but probably wrong stream for that.
You couldn't comb your hair, could you? Unless you combed your beard.
Well, I did. That's why my head's completely shaved. I used the switchblade. I thought it was the comb. It was the wrong thing.
It was a knife.
Turns out it was the knife version. So Zeb, how you been?
Yeah, I've been digging in. Yesterday was a bad day because it was Mark's funeral day. But it's the community that's kept me going. I've been getting little Telegram messages from all and sundry just saying, come on, chin up, you'll be fine, you'll get over it. It's just, the community is really, really good. But at the moment, I still break down too much. I still just, I'm sitting here now on the Peppermint, and I'll just look at something and think, Mark created that.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yep.
Well, it's been good seeing you doing some live streams, and if anybody can cheer you up, it's EB. So I see you doing some live streams with EB, and that's always good for healing your soul, for sure.
Yeah, no, he's an absolute nutter, but I think he's my soul buddy at the moment.
God, I miss those English terms, man. I miss those English terms. A nutter.
We often have chin wags, but we don't even acknowledge the value of their chin wagging.
Yeah.
So what's this about? I'm Italian.
Okay,
Wait,
so
what?
I'm sorry, Zeb. I want to apologize to you personally that this happened, because I don't put up with people trolling each other on Destination Linux.
Yeah, he would never do that.
I do not like that at all. I think we should be nice and kind to each other.
Baloney.
What was that? Somebody has a bad cough. You might have the coronavirus.
Did you make it up to try and get me to come on?
No, Noah had this thing where he was really set. It was like a random Noah thought where he was like, because we were talking about how we missed you and some of your sayings, and Noah goes, You ever wondered if he's really English? And we're all like, Michael and I are like, because
what?
normally it's probably 3 hours into a DL stream, like always, where he
we're
brings this
delirious
up.
sets in.
Yeah, we're delirious, and he's just like, I don't know, what if he's Italian and he just puts on this accent? And I said, that's a great question. Let me ask him right now. And so I started sending you the messages, and then Zeb puts just one GIF back, and it's a guy going to back of his car, getting out a bat and walking towards.
I'm sorry.
Which is a very Italian thing to do,
hold on.
really. That's what Noah said.
Back up 1 second. And did you just say GIF?
Yeah. The proper pronunciation is GIF.
No.
Jason's
GIF.
correct. You need to get banned from the stream.
GIF.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I.
What's this GIF you're talking about?
The
It's
GIF.
a peanut butter from America.
No,
Peanut
it's a
butter.
GIF.
Yeah, and they
GIF.
actually have the peanut butter and the company GIF going together to get the right
Oh, you
pronunciation.
mean a little picture, a GIF?
I thought we've
Yeah,
solved
GIF.
this
Not a
as a
GIF.
tech community already. It's GIF. Everybody's agreed.
No,
it's
it's GIF.
No,
How do you say
Ryan,
the word?
Ryan.
How do you say the word graphics?
double
In the
graphics.
Giraffics.
And what is and what is the first
graphics.
word of GIF? What's that stand for?
G.
Peanut butter.
And
GIF.
what's it stand for?
It stands for peanut
The
butter.
letter G.
Graphics, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Graphics.
so
Okay,
this
no,
is the
format.
argument. This is an argument that will
Graphics
never end.
Is an R is a gr
Graphics,
because there's an
GIF.
R there.
Listen,
This is like the
GIF
Emacs versus
Is a
Vim
G
debate.
because there's an I there. GIF, graphics. It's what It's what follows the letter that helps you pronounce it.
yeah.
Do you know why this problem was
GIF.
created? Why this is even a thing?
GIF.
Because the guy who created it is evil. He purposefully
Wait, so
made.
so when I talk
name of
about
it.
when I talk about a certain photo editing software, should I be calling it GIMP?
Yes. Actually,
it
that would actually
it would be
that would actually
1,000
improve the
times
name.
better if you
Yes.
did. Honestly,
I think we're all gonna do that. GIMP. We use
it
GIMP.
is now GIMP.
Yes.
It is
No, it's
now
definitely
GIMP.
not, it's definitely not a
Forever.
GIF. It's a GIF. Yeah.
Jason,
And
you
it's not-
just came up with
it's
the
not
greatest
no.
troll ever to get them to finally change the name. We all just call it GIMP.
Everyone call it GIMP.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys on the next episode, Ryan, you should start talking
Oh, I
about
will.
you know how you were
GIMP.
sending GIFs back and forth, right? And then
Using
have a little
GIMP.
short
I created
segments
the
on,
GIFs
on
in
the
GIMP.
on an update to GIMP.
Make sure you
or
give
something.
instructions to install GIMP.
Oh boy.
People will be
it's
like,
not
"How
G-
do you
it's
spell
not
that
GNOME,
program
it's
he's using?"
Yome. Not
GNOME.
Yome.
Because that really hit home with the UK people because we just had Pancake Day over here, Shrove Tuesday, and we put GIF
Pancake
lemon on
Day.
JIFF.
Wait a minute, because this might make me move to the UK. You guys have Pancake Day?
Pancake Day.
It's called Shrove
Oh.
Tuesday.
Oh, it's Mardi
What are
Gras.
pancakes like in the UK? Are they thick?
They were thick or as thin as you want to make them. But if you go to like an attempt at a Waffle House, they're absolute crap. They're not
Well, it's
good at
because
all.
they're supposed to make waffles, not
It's
pancakes.
because the Waffle House in the UK is not a real Waffle House.
You guys
have
put
to go to
GIF
the
on your
South
pancakes?
US for
GIF
that
peanut
stuff.
butter? That's pretty good.
Peanut butter.
Smothered,
No,
get it
no, no.
smothered, not covered.
We put
Smothered, no.
GIF lemon squeeze and then we sprinkle sugar over the top of it.
Oh, look
Ooh.
at that.
Mm.
I
So
still
peanut
say
butter
punch
lemon
skis.
squeeze.
No,
s-
it's not peanut butter. But that
I
sounds
still
really good.
say I still say punchkis are better.
What are poonskis?
Punchki.
What's a poonski?
It's a
No
it's
idea.
like a donut that's overfilled with either a different type of jelly or custard.
Mm,
It-
sounds
they're-
Every
good.
donut should be overfilled with something. That sounds amazing.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh, they had this donut at Dunkin' that had like filled with Reese's Pieces, like cream inside, and I was just like, "This is so deadly! Like, I just can't stop eating."
Well, like
Hey,
you
are
all
you guys
should come
gonna- well, let me
to
put this in the
Brussels
chat.
next year at Fosdem and taste those waffles.
Yeah.
That's perfection.
Wait,
Like-
Belgian waffles? What
Yes.
is that saying?
Nobody's ever heard of
Yeah.
it before.
That's perfection.
I would hope so. It's kind of like
I've
if you
had
go
a
to
Belgian
Wisconsin, they
waffles
better have good
from,
cheese.
like
you know?
Walmart.
Mm.
Does that count?
No.
Call it
that-
Belgian.
Great value.
You know,
Yeah, great
those-
value Belgian.
No, the thing is that nothing can compare to those. Like the things that you buy at the shop is dry compared to this,
Wow.
and it's
Well,
Wow.
wait. Okay, see, this is not
Would
fair.
you be willing
'cause-
to fly us out there to prove your point?
Yeah, exactly. How much do you care about this statement?
I. Are you guys willing to hop on my plane?
Did you build it?
You're flying us?
Is this
I'm
like
worried
a
about
rubber
what that
band and
means.
wood tied together type of thing, or like?
Yes,
Okay.
something like that.
It's a plane, but really catapult.
Yeah, well, it takes you from one place to another through the air. So what's the difference?
It's the Russian plane. Don't worry about it.
Oh, love it.
Just
All
make
right.
sure you find a tunnel through the Alps because it's never going to make it over the top of the Alps.
Well, we are going that way though, like through the Alps. That's a longer way than going through the.
You've already figured out how to catapult us safely from the US. He's like, no, I've mapped it out. When they hit maximum trajectory, they'll be fine.
They're gonna land right on a perfect batch of snow. It's gonna be perfect.
Yes. And the brain power is gonna be the Librem 5 of the operation.
Now I'm scared. I wasn't scared previously, but now.
I think I saw a movie about this. It was called Angry Birds.
Yes.
Actually, do they actually use the catapult in the movie? I don't remember.
That's a slingshot, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Did they make an
close
Angry
enough.
Bird movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Unfortunately.
I never saw that.
Yeah.
Nope. I had no desire. I passed that one up.
2 movies.
Well, I thought the emoji movie was bad, but jeez.
Yeah, we haven't seen that one. I have kids, and there are some movies that I've said absolutely no to, and that's one we're not watching.
Yeah, don't see it. It's,
I've said no.
We will have nightmares. For
The
the
Angry
rest of
Bird
your
movie
life.
is not that bad. It's just bad.
No, that's one my kids have seen. Speaking of that, they watched the second one today.
Oh, there's a second one.
Yeah, there's a second one.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Did I ask my husband when they turned it on? I'm like, did you imagine when this small group of people built this stupid game for a phone that it would become
what it is?
not only all the merch and movies and
Not only would it get a movie, we get a sequel.
yeah, exactly.
We need a Flappy Bird movie.
Getting a movie is already a huge thing, but getting a sequel is just like, the best thing in the world.
I don't know. There were a million Jason movies, and I don't think a single one of them were good. So.
Speaking about movies, I saw the best thing that made my life yesterday. Ubuntu Touch was in a TV series.
Oh.
It's awesome.
Which one?
Which one?
What's that?
I need to find it again now because I don't remember.
Yeah, we need to promote that on Twitter and stuff too.
It's in
So Europe,
Mr. Robot
42. I will forward it to the
What's it called?
Yeah.
Unit 42.
Unit 42. Wow.
Unit 42.
Now,
That sounds
was
familiar.
it a bad guy that had, used super encryption to keep the cops away from his stuff, and they like pull up Ubuntu Touch and
It's actually kind of like that.
of course, naturally,
Yeah.
yes.
It's a nerd movie. So.
Yeah, the super hacker did it.
It's a Belgian series.
Yeah.
See, you can bypass the bubbly and come out with your own app, and then you have the Destination Linux movie.
I love your idea,
Exactly.
Larry, but Marius here made us our own app, actually. We already have an app out there. If you guys want to go check it out, it is, and I'm not joking, I literally am not joking, he created a stool app for Michael. So we have an app where you can look at different stools for the Destination Linux network out there.
Also,
You guys see Michael's face?
No,
And
it's
really
actually kind of
did
better.
create it. He really did.
I think in Marius, didn't you have a thing where when you hit the stool, it's like it's only $9.
Yes, I took clips from that podcast and I put it in, and when you press it, it sometimes says it's only $9, and then it's a good buy.
We've
And
seen the
like-
show. Listen, we've seen the show, grow into thousands of listeners, tens of thousands of listeners, all of this stuff, and it's
Millions.
been exciting the whole time. But the moment I truly felt like we made it was when he made that app. That's when I was like, "We're here. We've accomplished everything we've set out for."
Our goals are complete.
Yes.
Thank God you're gonna stop now.
There's no other mountains.
Now
to
it's just downhill from here.
Yeah, exactly. What else can you accomplish from there? We have a
bubbly
stool app.
sponsorship.
Yeah. A bubbly sponsorship. You know, one of our listeners works for Pepsi, and I'm just kind of putting that out there that one of our patrons specifically, that it would be nice if they would be working on that in the back end to get us that Pepsi sponsorship. Just saying.
Yeah, because they totally talk to the corporate office.
Oh yeah,
right?
corporate offices are open
they-
like that. You just
they
go
have
into the
executive
CEO's
phone
office and
numbers
walk
and
in,
stuff,
and
yeah.
you're like, "Hey, there's this podcast full of hackers. You might have seen them on Unit 42 show."
Well, how far are you?
I'm not sure this show ever left Europe.
Where do you get the app, by the way? I want to download it.
I currently only have it locally, but I plan to post it on the open store soon.
The open store.
Yeah.
Yep, we've accomplished something big, Michael.
Speaking about new
Yep.
apps, which is kind
Convince
of cool.
people to troll us on an app.
There's
That's such an
there's
accomplishment.
Tor browser now on Ubuntu Touch.
Oh, you got a Tor browser?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Is it based on Morph, or is it like a
Yes.
like a nice?
It's a purple morph.
You can have something like the first one to prove they've tapped the app 1,000 times gets free Patron for a week so they can watch the show.
I like that idea. We should create competition around it. We really need to push this app because it's going to grow the network.
Could you put a leaderboard into the app?
Yes.
A leaderboard? Oh, that would be so genius.
Oh, yes. Actually, it's a you guys. You know, I'm gonna waste time on this now. You realize that?
I'm sorry, Ubuntu Touch users. We're very sorry.
But there's that whole
that.
game genre that's just about how fast you can click, and now we turned it into a game. It's a full video game with Michael.
Then there's going to be a movie based on it at some point.
and a sequel.
Change your name to Rocket Stool.
And then you'll have the one where when you actually tap the stool, it drops down, bounces up, and moves slightly on the screen. So you've got to get the right tap position. So you'll be following this
Oh, it
stool
just
all
kind
around
of
the screen.
bounces around.
Does
Yeah,
a little bounce.
Wow.
Right. So when you tap the screen, you are pumping the stool up, and when you stop pressing the screen, the stool goes down slowly.
Yeah, and in the text it says, in case you don't know if you want to sit or stand. Right?
And when the stool
conversion
gets
stool.
towards the top of the screen, it's like, mind the hair.
I still think we
Wow.
need the zapper installed on Michael's stool, so every time he sits down, it zaps Ryan.
Oh, please. He doesn't ever sit on that piece of
Zaps
crap.
Ryan,
He
yeah,
wasted
for
his money
sure.
on.
Yes.
We're- Oh, okay. I thought it was going to zap me, and I was like,
No,
I
it won't zap you. The point is
Yeah,
for it
just
to
it's
zap
just to let Ryan know that I'm
Oh,
sitting.
Wait,
on,
I didn't
Yeah,
understand
for
that part,
sure.
Wendy.
It's
Why does it have
much
to
more
zap
fun to
me?
zap Michael though, because when he sits down, that's when it sets him.
He
Yeah,
doesn't
but
sit on
it's-
that thing ever. That thing is gone
That, no,
unused.
that proves that I do.
No, look at it. It has been
You
in
would
that
be zapped.
corner.
I'd be proving it to you.
I
Every
guarantee
single
you, if
day.
you move your webcam and you move that stool, there will be indentions in the carpet from the feet
No.
of that stool.
Oh
That
my
is not.
goodness.
That is one. It doesn't have feet. It has a singular base. See,
There will be a base imprint.
but-
there. Oh, look at your
but
puppy!
no.
Look at your puppy!
It's hardly a puppy.
Happy dog.
Oh, they're always puppies. Even my 90-pound Labrador's a puppy.
I got one like that, but it's white.
Is that a lab?
Yeah, chocolate lab.
I love
Or
labs.
as we say here, chocolariza.
I say that too.
No, you don't.
Yes,
Does now.
I could attempt to repeat it anyway.
I'm gonna have to go, guys.
You are filthy. Yeah, I'm gonna get going.
Later.
Too.
Yeah,
You hardly
I've,
trolled us. I feel like you haven't
Yeah, I
fulfilled
know.
your goal here, your troll
I've
quota.
lost my touch.
I know. You have to get
Yeah.
back to it, man.
You need more caffeine.
Yeah, I need to get back into trolling. Yeah.
Download the stool app, get your touch back, you'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
The troll will be in the app.
See you, Yannick.
See you, Yannick.
Good evening, everybody.
Oh.
Cheers. Yeah.
See ya.
Have a good one.
Later.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to decompress a bit.
Well,
Yeah, it makes sense.
before you go, let's let everyone know. Check out Linux for Everyone, the podcast.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Also,
Thanks for-
you got a YouTube channel out there, Jason. You might want to plug.
Yeah.
And it-
YouTube.com/Linux for everyone.
There you go.
Linux
You get the
4, the
podcast
number
there,
4.
and you get the videos there, all under one roof.
And you've been teasing people with some make it Linux thing. You know, you might. What's going on there, Jason? Are you going to tell us?
Well, it's out there. It's out there.
Okay, all right. I see
Just
more
one-
coming soon. I just didn't know if you wanted to drop some hints for the
yes,
patrons. Okay, more
There will
coming.
be much more. It's if I had to sum it up, who here agrees that Linux marketing sucks or doesn't
Oh,
exist?
I think all of us do.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this is an effort to change that.
Awesome.
To have like very high production quality promotional content for a variety of projects, basically.
Sweet.
Cool.
That's awesome.
The first one will be coming next month. It's a gaming video. It's about 3 minutes long, and you guys might actually know the creator. His name's Mark, and he did Slash Games. He did a video called Slash Games.
Yeah, he also used to work for Feral, and now
We've had
works
him on
for
the show,
Unity.
haven't we, Mark?
Yeah, he was on the
he's
show.
Also, he's an independent contractor with Valve as well. So he's.
Oh, really? I didn't know that part. That's awesome.
He's incredible. I mean, he has made this with the help of a bunch of community members submitting clips, and it's just. I've seen it like 40 times, and I get chills. That's no exaggeration.
Is that
I
Mark
get chills every
DeLulz or
time.
something? Mark?
Yeah.
Deluzio.
Deluzio. Yeah.
Nice. Very awesome.
Nice one.
Well, check
Forward
out
to it.
forgot what
Jason's
episode he was
content.
on,
But
you
on
know,
your next video, Jason, you have to lose the wording wars because we
The
don't
what?
have wars in Linux. You had
Walls?
distro wars.
Install Wars.
WARS.
Oh, Install Wars.
Install
Yeah, but that-
wars.
Install
But his
Yeah.
install wars also was like Linux versus Windows, so it kind of is a war.
Yeah, that's
yeah, but just as well he didn't choose Endeavour. Did you get my message I sent you?
Yeah.
You know, Windows comes in at 7 minutes. Endeavour took 13.
And you were doing that in the VM, right? I mean, you've got
No, that was native on my SSD.
on your Threadripper system.
Yeah.
And your CPU is insane compared to mine.
But I think it's just the way. I think it was a very old version of Calamaris. They've got a new ISO coming out next month, so I shall check that to see if it's sped up. Because Salient OS installs in about 3 minutes.
You know, Philip from Manjaro, he was telling me, I showed him that video, and he said something about them switching to a new kind of compression, and it's way over my head.
ZSTD.
Yeah.
I think it was ZSTD. They switched to the ZSTD compression, and they know it's faster now, and it's like
it's about 45%
insane.
faster typically.
Insane
And it's
how
also a
fast
lot
it
smaller
installs.
too.
Yeah,
A lot smaller compression, and it's a really good compression algorithm. It's quite good, and made by Facebook.
Ew.
Oh.
Gross.
Yeah, that's just put a
I
big
think you just
down.
ruined everything. Last little bit. Hit my Facebook. Okay.
It's technically it's open source, and it has been kind of taken over away for a little bit from Facebook or whatever, but they still have their very big contributors to it, but they initiated it.
So
But
it's
this is
literally
one of
the
the-
one good thing that Facebook has contributed to the world.
Yes,
Pretty much.
to society,
Pretty
period.
much.
Okay.
But this is the thing that I see a lot is that people don't use the components because it's made by Facebook, and the same also happens with Canonical and Microsoft.
Yeah, that's true.
Just because it's made by them, people.
Yeah,
don't
but
use
let's
it.
not loop
That's-
Facebook
that's-
in with Canonical and Microsoft.
Yeah,
'cause,
Canonical
you know,
actually cares, and Facebook just wants to
Facebook
take everything you can possibly give them,
is
even if you don't want to give
human
it.
garbage, and you know, like.
But you don't give them any by using their open source component, though.
I don't know. I get scared that I would need to stare at that code for a long time and be like, what are they doing here?
Well, I think it's become an independent project now,
Yeah.
but they initiated it. Like, I haven't looked too far into like the involvement they still have. I know they're still involved. Just don't know what degree it is, but it is still quite a good algorithm. Like the compression that I've tested with it, it improves a lot. It's kind of the point where a lot of projects are going to be using it, almost guaranteed.
It's an amazing piece of engineering.
Yeah.
But if you want a quicker installer, Jason, if you haven't already done it, install Solus.
Yeah.
Solus is crazy install fat, and
You
also
are
boot
like-
speed in
you
Solus
are
is
the
insane.
Probably the fifth person to tell me that in 24 hours.
Yeah. Well, on my system, every single time Solus will install from them, you fill in all the bits and then you go, and it completes in under 90 seconds.
Oh,
I'm in love with Solus right now, man. It is really, really
Okay.
good. The
Well,
only thing
Install
I'll say
Wars
about
episode
Solus is
2.
their EOPK packaging.
EOPKG, yeah.
was a major hurdle because there was just software you couldn't get that you needed back in the day. But because of snaps, flat packs, and app images, that hurdle is gone. Like you can now, if you're not opposed to those universal packages, you can now get everything you need between EOPKG and the universal packages. So you can, and it's so fast and snappy, and yeah, it's good, man. Solus.
What's the
really
Solus ISO size? It's about 2 gigs, right?
Yeah. It's about that average size now. But like the crazy thing is like the boot times for Solus.
A little bit.
Yeah. I think Manjaro has like 2.5, but the biggest one is easily OpenSUSE. They have like a 5 gig one.
That's as big as Windows 10.
Yeah. The difference between OpenSUSE has GNOME, Plasma, XFCE, and the full suite all into the same ISO.
When you talk about all those though, and you talk about snappiness, to me the standard is Arch. If you get a pure Arch install, that is the fastest.
Hey, do you use
snappiest
Arch,
setup.
Brian? I don't remember.
Well, this is where I'm going with that. But Arch, by the way. The thing that I would say is the next standard there, or very well could become the new standard, is Solus. Like out of OpenSUSE Tumbleweed, which I love, MXAHS, which I love, all of that. Solus is so snappy that I feel like, man, this might actually be faster than a pure Arch install. Like,
all right, here's
the boot
how
times
the next episode of Install Wars will work, or whatever it's going to be called. Ryan, you install pure Arch, and Michael, you install Solus.
I like that.
And we'll see
challenge.
Who wins.
I'm going to be installing.
I'm using
Solus
an install
anyway.
script, so I'll win this challenge.
Will you still even win with a script?
Yeah,
well,
I think
install
so.
script is not pure Arch. Pure Arch means you have to suffer and do it manually.
Shut up, Zeb. Who invited you?
Right, okay. Ryan does Arch. Michael, you do Gen 2.
Yes, that's fair. That's totally fair.
I will do Gen 2 if he does LFS.
Oh my God, Linux from scratch. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
That's the one I haven't tackled. I've done Gen 2.
If you mention that on the podcast, you'll not hear the end of it from Serge.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
So just don't mention.
It's like mentioning Plasma with Michael around.
Well, the difference is I actually have used Gen 2 and LFS before.
See you, Jason.
But I don't want to anymore.
So when we speak about installing, nothing beats Ubuntu Touch installer, though.
That's true. You just click a button and it's done.
You guys, you have no idea how amazing that is. Honestly, like your ability to get Ubuntu Touch on a device with a click of a button is one of, because I've played with all of these, side load operating systems well before I went into Linux constantly. And it was just I remember when I was going to put Ubuntu Touch on the Nexus I bought for the first time, I'm like, here we go. I got to get in the terminal, type in all these special commands, unlock the bootloader. No. You just download the app and click the button. Like, really? You guys nailed that. That's freaking awesome.
That was one of the things in the beginning that we said, we need to remove this barrier, because that's what was stopping a lot of people of trying out Ubuntu Touch. Especially because it was made before Canonical dropped it, and we wanted a much easier way to install the ports that we made back then, and that's where it comes from, and then just evolved into what it is today.
It's so good. What you guys did there is incredible, absolutely incredible.
Shout out to Jan; he has done amazing work on that.
Yep. All right. Well, this is our first patron chat. So are we going to do this on a regular basis, Michael, with all the DLN creators? Huh? You're muted.
You're muted. I mean, I was actually, but things happen sometimes, and sometimes I mess up. But yes, we are going to be doing this on a more consistent basis. How often that will be has not been decided yet. But yeah, once a month is what we're aiming for.
If you all like it, if you enjoy it.
Yeah.
We could do
and
this.
even if you don't,
I'll
still be here.
Who said they don't like it? They're banned.
And what might be a good idea as well is once in a blue moon, randomly, you just open it. And then anybody
like allow everyone in every
Telegram can come and have a peek at what you guys get up to. Only let's say like for half an hour, but it's just to give them a taster of the things that they're missing in the background.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
Yeah, give
Chris?
them opportunity to actually possibly become Patreons.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure.
So how many people can fit in a Zoom meeting?
Total
25 on one
25
screen,
on
and then
one
you have to
screen,
flip
yeah.
over. Yeah.
Yeah. So 25 is like the max until it starts becoming multiple pages.
Well,
But you can still have more than 25 people in a Zoom meeting.
You can have
Well,
up
how
to
many
I've
total?
seen-
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a is it Herbalife? That's one of these fitness freaky things that's going around the UK at the moment, and I don't know if it's in America, but
yes,
they
multi-level marketing
actually have
scams, yes, pyramid scheme,
conferences.
yes.
They have conferences where they're, and sometimes they have upwards of
Allegedly, in my
500
opinion.
people on Zoom.
Oh yeah, so there you go, Marius. It's pretty robust program. You could have multiple people.
Yep.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I think one of the reasons why we wanted to do patron only thing is sometimes when you do live streams, like when we open it up, you get some interesting characters that show up and say non-family related things. That would be one reason. And then allows us to control the amount of video on the screen at once, because you got.
Oh, that's true. This is a live stream, so you got to keep it friendly.
Yeah, so when you have like 40, 50 people on, it gets a little crazy. But no, thank you all for joining us. We do have some exciting news that of things coming on the Destination Linux network, because we're never done. So Hardware Addicts was the last big thing that came up, but I don't know how do we want to frame this, Michael? We've got a big project that's about to come out from a name of a person you guys are really going to dig.
I don't know if we could mention like that stuff yet.
Yeah,
but
we can't. But
no.
it's coming.
Save it for the big splash.
Yeah, it's coming.
Okay, so there is something coming.
You've got Santa Claus
something
on.
big.
Yes. How did you know? He's so jolly. Oh.
we do have some big news, and we will be announcing it pretty soon. I think in the next week or so we're going to start making like bigger announcements, but it's gonna. I think
something you guys already love is coming into the network. Let's put it that way.
Oh, Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook. And everyone gets a new car if you become a patron.
Elon Musk.
Wait.
That's
Oprah
Oprah.
too?
Oh, we're getting Oprah.
Like what?
Oprah, the O channel's coming to Destination Linux Network.
Oh boy.
And Dr. Phil.
It'll be the DLO.
Wow, I'm the first one leaving now.
Donald Trump.
We lost Wendy, but we got Oprah. I don't know if that was a good trade.
No, I think she left on Dr. Phil, and I would too.
Oh, speaking about Donald Trump, he's currently speaking out about the coronavirus, and he says it's not a problem.
Oh, well.
Well, that's because he's a what do you call it, idiot?
Let's not talk politics, because then I really will be leaving.
It wasn't politics, so we're just calling the president an idiot.
I mean, it is politics, and we're not going to do it because it's too easy to become polarized on that, regardless of like opinion and stuff.
But
It's
single
just like,
click versus double click is acceptable to talk about on this channel, and
And
obviously,
we'll also start a fight.
No, it will. It's not acceptable to talk about on this stream either, because there's only one choice, and it is double click.
That's right.
Also, scroll directions on a touchpad.
Yes, so we can talk about that. Scroll
Natural.
directions on that's arbitrary. Whatever you think is natural, what is actually natural? Like
whatever I think is natural is the right answer. Is what I'm saying.
The Apple way of doing
down,
it is the best way.
Up.
What's the Apple way?
Natural.
But what does that mean?
You scroll down and the page goes down.
Yes, exactly. That's what it should be.
That's what human beings
Why
should
are some
have.
systems have like touchpad where you do the scroll and it goes the opposite? Like, what is that? I've seen people actually.
Some people
want to
see the world burn, Michael.
Okay, get a fair point. Fair point. Because I've actually got I had a laptop at one point, and it was like someone like sent me that, like, I was fixing their computer because they had like some Windows garbage virus or whatever. And when I was on their browser, I did the scroll, and I was like, "What? What is this broken thing on your computer?" They're like, "Oh, I like
probably
to
just a bug
that way."
But they call it a feature. Right?
No, they did it on purpose. Yeah. They changed it to that on purpose. And I was like, "Are you okay?"
It's going to give people more options to.
So hang on, let me get this right, because I always get confused with this natural versus unnatural.
Uh-huh.
So looking at my Android phone, and I've got all of my apps in front of me.
Yeah.
Android.
If I put my finger at the bottom of the phone and scroll it towards the top, I push all the applications up. but the scroll bar on the right-hand side goes down.
Mm-hmm.
So is that natural or is that
No.
not natural?
When you scroll up on a phone, typically it goes when you scroll up, the content goes down. So like you are going down the screen, but the content itself is going up. So like
correct.
It's going up.
Yeah.
So that's what.
But
that's like the natural on the phone.
The scroll bar goes the opposite way to the icons.
Yeah, but the difference is
because I guess it starts at the top, and then as I move my icons up the screen, it thinks it's moving further down the screen. So what's natural? I still don't get what is natural scrolling.
Double click.
I think the difference is on when you do it on a screen, the intuitiveness of natural scrolling is different than when you're doing it on a computer, on a laptop, or whatever. So like when you tell it to, it's just the reverse. I think it's just because the interface you're using is a different interface than you're seeing, so it just feels different.
Just like everything else in life, it's all context sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So gotcha, because when you're on a computer screen, you pull the mouse wheel towards you, and yet the contents goes up.
No,
it's the opposite to a phone.
Yeah, that's the reverse.
That's the terrible thing we were talking about. You shouldn't have.
That's the reverse. That's the unnatural part.
See, when you pull it towards you, it should be going down. When you push it away from you, it should be going up. That's what normal human beings use. The way we discover if you're from another planet is if you like the opposite of that.
Well, so my brother Mork disagrees with you.
Marius, thanks for hanging out and telling us about UB Ports, man. We appreciate it. Thanks for all the work you and the team are doing too.
Thank you for the content.
Yep. And also thank you for the stool app, because it was very important.
Don't forget to update it. You're welcome. Don't forget the
that's
data board.
That's what his visitors over there for, to help them program the stool app.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
It's a team effort.
Yeah. Now that we're adding multiplayer support, I need all.
They're going to storyboard this whole app out.
Yes.
We're adding multiplayer support. We're going to have a net. It's not just a leaderboard. We're going to have like online co-op.
We're taking on World of Warcraft with this.
Yes.
Now on Steam.
All right. I think everyone,
see you, Mars.
I think this is a good place to stop it. Check out Destination Linux Network if you're not familiar with the content. We've got Linux for everyone out there. We've got Ask Noah Show, Hardware Addicts. We've got Tux Digital, DasGeek. All of that stuff is out there for you. So if you need something else to, after this stream, to learn some Linuxy open source stuff, we got a lot out there for you. DestinationLinux.network. And join our Telegram group. 1,342 members now. That's insane.
Oh, I'm sure I can cull a few no names out of that.
How dare you, Zeb?
No, we have an automatic spam bot.
Oh, it clears them out now, does it?
Yep.
Yeah, because when we were hovering around the 1,000, it was like 1,005. Yes. Oh, blast! We got 10 disconnected people. Now we're down back to 9,995 again.
Yeah. Now it kills them automatically.
Yeah, if they don't respond to the
in real life.
Yeah. When you what?
Oh, I thought that's what we were making, a bot that takes them out in real life.
You're not supposed to talk about that.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Allegedly, you got to put allegedly at the end of things like that. So anyway, but we have a lot of stuff that's coming up, and we will be talking about more in-depth stuff on future episodes of DL, and we have very many things to inform you of. Very many. We have English words that use sometimes in sentences.
We're bringing a dictionary to Destination Linux Network.
No. Never. We just bring thesaurus, and then I'll take words and really put it in there, sort of fit.
Wow. Unbelievable.
You know.
Anyways, thanks everyone for hanging out with us.
You know.
We will see you again next month.
See you again soon.
See y'all.
Later.
Also next month.